Welcome to the Put It On Experience. I'm Kay Elliott, your style plug, and today we're going to talk about putting that shit on and getting to know our guests a little better. Welcome to the conversation, creative director, the homie Tef.
What's going on? What's the word?
What's going on, bro?
Man, chilling. Thank you for having me on the pod. Let's
Man,
talk about it.
listen, I appreciate you for coming up here, man. I've
Mm-hmm.
been waiting to chop it up with you.
For
So,
sure.
what's been going on, man?
Man, I've just been having a really good time. Just like had a real productive Q1 of this year. Been doing a lot of great styling things. I think just got highlighted on the sneakers app
Yeah, I
for the
seen that, man. Congratulations.
yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for the Air Max attitude. So doing the style icons, so I was like DNA8s. I think there was Muse, and then the Air Max Thunder. So I wore the Kids of Immigrants Air
Yeah,
Max Thunder. So
yeah.
it was a landslide. I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, when you like you said, when you put that shit on, it just kind of helps you put you over the top a little bit.
Man, I heard that, man. Hey, I'm loving what you got on right now, man. Is that cowhide?
These are cow pants. So like I feel like this is probably one of my more like favorite statement pieces that I like to put on in my wardrobe because it's like it catches people off guard because it's like you don't think you can make cow pants look
Oh my
fly.
God, you killing that, bro.
Yeah,
You
so
killing
it's
that.
good vibes, got good rivets on here. Shouts out to Honor the Gift.
Yeah, I
Good
mess with
fit.
Honor the Gift. Yeah, I mess
Yeah,
with them.
yeah. So I really wanted to kind of go for something a little bit Western, but fly Western. You know what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
you super fly, bro. I can't even lie to you. Hey,
Appreciate
though,
you.
before we get in this conversation, tell us what's on the body. Give us a description of your outfit,
For sure. So should I go top to bottom or bottom
however
to
you want
top?
to do it.
Okay, bet. So on top, on the Mata right now, I got the New York Yankees cattle pack. Shouts out to the home team hat club. For this rivet Western like quarter zip. This is from Honor the Gift. Did a real basic undershirt because I feel like with everything I got going on, this is from Quality. Just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a bleed out. Pants. These are Nerva cowhide pants. So these are each one of one. So each pants is slightly
Yeah, I
different.
read about that.
Yeah, and then on feet, I got the rodeo pack from Ama Manier, their recent collaboration with Adidas. So that's like the do not duplicate. So, like I said, I really wanted to be fly Western, like a fly Clint Eastwood almost.
Right, right, right. So I know you said that you had this Western inspiration, but what inspired you to put this on today?
Well, when we talked and you were telling me about the whole pod and the experience, I was like, so what we going for? Like, what do you really want me to,
I want
how
you
we,
to put
how
it
we stepping
on.
today? And you just
Yeah,
like, yo, put that shit on. So I was like, okay, bet. So I really wanted to do something that was unique. I wanted something that was, something that really made me feel like, yo, this is fly. I feel like if somebody saw me on the street, they had to stop me and be like, yo, like, nah, you
absolutely.
did that. That's tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can dig that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so people know you as Tef.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how you got started.
Okay.
What and who inspired you to get into fashion?
Man, I mean, I really feel like I just always have. I'm a child of the '90s, so like watching Martin, Different World, Fresh Prince. I mean, I feel like a lot of those were like style influences for me. I mean, we're a black household, so Jets, at the barbershop, at the crib, so like we had that. My mother's born in Florida, but she was raised in New York, so obviously there's that style influence there. My dad was, Air Force, so he was stationed overseas for a while, so he kind of gave me more of like the refined, like menswear type of vibe. But then my mom was more so on the stylish, chic, polo, Tommy, all that type of stuff. So I think that that's really where it started. But really watching those shows as I was coming up made me really more like tuned in. I think to style to a larger extent. And then from there, I just started to get experimental. I'm an engineer by trade, so
Yeah, you were
part
telling me that.
yeah.
Okay.
So by being an engineer, you get used to experimenting and trying out different things. So you put that into a style context, you get to do a lot of different stuff. So like a perfect example is today is like nobody would probably go to a rack and pick out cowhide pants and be like, yo, let me put a fit around that. They'd be like, that's too much for me. But I
Yeah.
feel like there's a way to make statement pieces into things that are like digestible. You could wear them and make them look fly. So I think that's probably where I got started. And then, like I said, being around, I mean, you go back to the Nike Talk days, all of those, chat rooms, ISS, everything else like that, Soul Collector, all of those things to me were like stuff that I really looked at and I said, like, okay, like, there's really a space where you can do stuff with sneakers, but you don't always have to be in an athleisure or athletic context. Like you could actually do that off court. So that's pretty much how I got started, and it's been up from there.
Yeah, man, I can agree with that. I definitely got like some of my fashion inspiration from Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel Air and all those things. So I can definitely relate to you when you talk about that, and especially Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know if you remember back in the day when they had the Tommy Hilfiger and we had the band around the boxers. So I can recall my mom one time getting me dressed in this all denim fit, and I had just started seeing boxers, and mind you, I've been this way my whole life. So I was like, "Ma, I want these new Tommy boxers." So she dressed me up. You had the denim Tommy with the little Tommy emblem. I took the denim shirt inside of the tummy drawer so that it can stick out the jeans. So, bro, I'm telling you, I've been doing it for since youth for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Like the yacht collections for them. Like I feel like a lot like Snow Beach from Polo. Like I feel like that's
Yeah,
just
polo was an era for sure,
yeah. Polo was
especially
definitely
in Tennessee for us, anyways.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, bro, a while back when we met, you were telling me that you got booked for Sprite One Fest.
I did.
And I want to know, how did you make that connection, and like how was that experience?
Oh, well, Sprite's an amazing, partner to work with because like they approached me with the opportunity. I'm not gonna hold you. When I got the email at first, I thought it was like a spam
Scam.
email,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so like I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, well, let me just reply back and see what happens because I looked up it was through a creative agency, so third party. So when I looked at it, I was like, okay, the creative agency is legit. Well, let's like really get into it and see what it's about. So send them an email, and like within like a few days, like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you responded back. This is what we're looking for. We want you there for both days. We're gonna bring you out VIP. We just want you to do festival fit checks and like, but just do it your own way. And up until that point, that was like my first major like hosting opportunity. So like you're doing it for One Music Fest, which is biggest,
Yeah.
yeah, like
In
big,
Atlanta,
yeah,
anyways.
biggest in
Yeah.
Atlanta and arguably in the Southeast.
Right.
Like this like a really big festival. So and then you're working with Sprite, who's a part of the Coca-Cola company, which is largest distributor of beverages and stuff like that here in the Southeast. So from that perspective, it was you can't turn down an opportunity like that. So ran it to ground. It was like my highest paying gig up until that point. Um, at the time I'm involved like with someone, so like I'm able to bring them out so they can really see what I do and like see the fruits of it, because I think a lot of people look at content as like a one track minded thing, like you can only do certain things with it, like experiences and things like that, or you still don't have to pay. So like the fact that I'm getting paid, we get 2 VIP tickets and we can just chill and enjoy the festival and go between the stages as we want to, like come on, like that's fine. Like
Did you get to pick the number?
I did get to pick the number.
How was that?
That was different. So I'm just like I said, this is my first hosting thing, so I'm really trying to piece together like what exactly is an appropriate number for like the quality work, because I don't
Right. You
look
don't
at
want
it
to
like,
underbid yourself.
yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
underbid yourself, and you also don't want to be in a position where you think because oh they're a big company they can just pay me whatever. So you want
Right.
to make sure that with the deliverables, what you're asking for is commensurate. So we went in, I asked for a number, and they were just like, oh, we could do that. I was like, and it was just like
No hesitation.
no hesitation. Like I
Yeah.
think I got
That's
confirmation
crazy.
same day.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
that's crazy. Hey, so I know for me, my partner had to convince me to do these get ready with me's. I honestly I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought it was just like it wasn't for me. I just was like, I get fresh, but I don't gotta display it to the world. But because I was a stylist and a personal shopper, she thought that it was a way to, I guess, put myself out there more, which it helped. Eventually, I quit. I started. I quit. I started, and eventually, when I stuck with it, things started popping for me, and all these different opportunities came about. Hence, meeting you because
yeah,
we met at the Nike event.
we did. Yeah.
And so for me, I felt like the get ready with me was like a milestone to like my next level. What got you into start doing get ready with me?
So I actually hated video. To be honest with you, I didn't like how I sounded on camera because I had to get over that whole listen and see how you sound. So I
Yeah, I hate
hated
it.
how I sounded on camera. I looked awkward. I looked kind of a little bit it didn't feel natural, because for
Yeah,
me it's like
I can
you
relate.
notice as a person who like puts together fits, it's like in your mind you just getting dressed. It
Absolutely.
doesn't really, I'm not getting dressed with the intention of trying to show other people up. But then it's like you realize that how your mind works when it comes to color, textures, other things like that. Everybody's mind doesn't work that way. So similarly, friends around me are just like, man, like they convinced me by saying, short form content is the future.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah,
don't grow with it, then you're gonna end up
Get
getting
left
left
behind.
behind.
Yeah.
So I was already doing great pictures. I'm like photography trained, so pretty much like know how to use my camera, know lighting, know all of these things. So like from that point, it was just I had to learn videography. So that in itself is a process. So understanding lighting setups, understanding audio visuals, so making sure that that stuff is lining up. Then not even considering if you want to put music on top of it. If I'm talking, probably not a good idea for me to have a lyrical song playing in the back where there's like I'm competing with it. So all those things were like learning curves I had to get over. So then once we did that, the way I got over it was I started talking on camera just about something random. And as I would go through the house, I would just have my headphones in and just listen to how I sounded on camera.
That's a good idea, man,
And
because I
then,
hate it. I hate my voice.
yeah, and that drowned me out. So then now it's
Yeah.
like that barrier is removed, and now I just get to be like myself. But I think as I started to get more comfortable, then it's like I can start to be more joking, and I'm a reserved person by nature, so like that's also a thing that I try to create that sense of people getting to know me, beyond just hey, this is what I have on. It's like let me get some personality with it because the word that goes before media is social, so you got to be a sociable person. But
Right,
that's
right.
how I really kind of got over it. But since then, best decision I could have made.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that, man. Hey, so branded content. I see that you do a lot of branded content. Once your social media started to pop, what opportunities did that present to you?
Tons. I feel like the one good thing about branded content is other companies get to see like what you do. So case in point, I did Sprite with One Music Fest the year before. The next year I get booked with Procter and Gamble. So then I start working with Bevel. Obviously I have a beard. They're just like, hey, like we really want you to do more stuff
Is
with
that
us.
the
The,
Clipper
the yeah
brand?
the
Okay.
yeah so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're like a company specifically like made for hair care for black and brown men, and like I was using their products at home, so like the idea of now I get to work with them at the festival, I'm at their activation, is it was crazy. So like I feel like when you do really good work, it's like in the corporate world, when you do good work that becomes like your working resume, so people get to know who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and all of that. So like I mean from doing like I did a spot with Nike Sportswear. So I was literally like the face of the campaign for like for one of the posts that Nike Sportswear put out, and they quoted me directly. So you have that going on, and it's just momentum building. And this industry is about like soft skills. So like if you know how to network properly, you know how to present yourself well, it's top tier. So I feel like I've done Axe, Procter and Gamble, shoot, Adidas, Under Armour, Saucony. Uh,
That's
I
a
was
that's
like,
a
yeah,
nice list, man.
StockX,
Yeah.
but I think it's just, I think that my reputation always precedes me and that I'm professional. I come to the table just ready to work and,
I can agree with you on
you
that. You
know,
are very professional. Even when we work together,
I try to be,
you had us right with the camera and everything.
always.
So bro, I noticed that you are a fitted fanatic. I even seen a
Hmm.
couple of things that you done.
Yeah.
It was a New Era
Yeah.
or
So I
okay,
worked with Hat Club and we released hats
yeah,
like
Hat
that for
Club.
sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
seen was Hat Club.
Hmm.
All right, so how many fitteds do you think you got?
How many do I have now? Because I
Yeah.
just did like a little culling not too long ago. So I
Okay.
had 400 at one point. And then I dropped that number down to about 280.
Okay.
So 280 that I have like currently, and then as of last year I've designed 10. So
Yeah, that was a dope. I seen that collab. I think you flew out to
yeah.
Houston or Texas, somewhere in
So
Texas.
like yeah, so last year I had about one, two, three. Yeah, I had six I think that released last year because I had the one in Houston. So I went out to Houston. Then I did two that were exclusively in New York. And then I flew out to LA and San Francisco to shoot the next three that I did because I had a Texas Rangers, then I had a San Francisco Giants and a
Yeah, I
Los
seen
Angeles
them. Those were
Dodgers.
dope hats, bro. For real.
Yeah, so
Those were really, really dope racks. All
thank you.
right,
Thank you.
so bro, tell the people how they can keep up with you.
Keep up with me on social. So TaylorMade GQ virtually on everything. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. That's the best way to find me. Like I said, I'm excited just to share the platform with you. Thank you for letting me come out, talk a little bit, chop it up, and
Man, it was a
gotta do this
pleasure. It's
again.
always a pleasure, bro. Um, so what does it mean to you to put that shit on?
I think it's about individuality. I think it's about being authentically yourself in everything that you do. So I think that for me, I feel like when you're authentically yourself, you have confidence. So when you whatever you wearing, you just feel like you got that. The younger folks now call it aura. We call it drip. Whatever you want to,
Yeah, whatever
whatever
you want to
words you want
call
to
it.
put on it.
Yeah.
Like so. I think because I'm authentically myself and I experiment and do what I do, that's what to me putting that shit on is all about.
I heard that. I heard that. Well, bro, it was a pleasure, bro, for you to come up here and chop
As
it up with
always.
me. Until next time, Tef.
Appreciate you.
All right, that's a wrap of this episode of the Put It On Experience. Big shout out to Tef for coming through and putting that shit on. Hey, hit that follow, drop a comment, like, and share. And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. And let me know who should pull up next.